and welcome back to another video for Spina Bifida Sundays. Now, quick apology here. I mean, at the same time, I'm pretty sure no one noticed. But last week's video was a little bit late. It was called Spina Bifida Tuesday because things happened and I didn't get a chance to post a video on time. But I promise I will be on track this time. Now for this Spina Bifida series, I already have two videos posted up. The first one is on what is Spina Bifida, and the second one is the causes, treatment, and prevention of Spina Bifida. So if you guys haven't seen those yet, I will put the links in the description below so you guys can catch up. Now I definitely recommend that you guys watch the videos in order because the information from like the previous videos will help you understand the information for this video. And another quick reminder here to rock your yellow for Spina Bifida Awareness Month. One thing that I learned about myself is that I don't own a lot of yellow clothes, or any bright colors at that. 90% of my wardrobe pretty much consists of black. But that's no excuse, so instead I knitted myself a little yellow ribbon. I'll give y'all a closer look here. It's not the best looking thing, but I tried. So for this week's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a bunch of fun facts about Spina Bifida. Okay, so let's get right into it. Fact numero uno. Spina Bifida is the most common disability in the United States. In fact, 4 to 5 babies are born with Spina Bifida every day here in the US alone. Fact number 2. Spina Bifida is known as the snowflake condition, and this is because people who have it are uniquely affected, and no two people will ever be affected the same. But affected by what, you're wondering? Well, here is fact number 3. Spina Bifida comes with many different conditions. People with Spina Bifida experience things like bladder, bowel, and gastrointestinal disorders, latex allergy, obesity, skin problems, learning disabilities, spinal cord tethering, Chiari malformation, scoliosis, social issues, tendinitis, sexual issues, and also limited to no mobility. Speaking of mobility, here is fact number 4. People with Spina Bifida have different levels of mobility. Some of us are able to walk, others are only able to walk for a short distance. Other people are able to walk with the help of mobility aids. Some of us are in wheelchairs, some of us use walkers, some of us use crutches. Some people even use a combination of those 2 or 3. Again, everybody is different. It's, snowflake condition. So I'll just use myself as an example. So in my case, I'm actually in a wheelchair for the most part, but I'm also able to use a walker. There are some days where I can walk with just me and my walker, but there are other days where my legs are a little bit more on the weaker side, so I have to wear leg braces, which I like so much better to wear because I walk longer distances. Yes, I could use my walker without the braces, but I just don't last as long because my legs start to give up really fast. But since we're on the subject of leg braces, here's fact number 5. People with Spina Bifida wear leg braces. Wearing leg braces actually helps us stand up and walk better. And they also provide structure and stability to our legs. And there are 4 different types of leg braces out there. The first type of brace is called the supramalleolar orthosis. I hope I pronounced that right. But it's also known as SMO. This type of brace supports the leg from the bottom of the foot all the way up to the ankle bones. I've actually never heard of this type of brace, but when I looked it up, I thought it looked like a cute little shoe. But anyways, here's a picture of what that type of brace looks like. The next one is called the ankle foot orthosis, also known as AFO. It starts at the bottom of the foot and goes midway up the calf. This type of brace is supposed to control the range of motion, and that type of brace looks like this. The next brace is called the knee, ankle, foot orthosis, also known as KAFO. or as I like to call it, the CAFO. With this one, it starts at the bottom of the foot, it passes the knee, and it goes all the way up to the thigh. It basically supports your whole leg. And this is for people who have a small amount of strength and movement in their legs. Actually, this is the type that I use. And these are what KFO braces look like. So yes, these are the braces that I use to walk on my walker. And the cool thing about it, I'm actually going to show you guys. Velcro. Like I said earlier, these braces are for people who have a small amount of strength in their legs. And I'm one of those people, obviously. So for my legs, I like to say that I have noodle legs because every time I try to stand up, like my legs will stay up for a while, but like after a while they'll start getting tired and they start bending on their own, you know, like noodle legs. So that's where these bad boys come in. So the way this helps is that back here there is this little like lever thingy that you pull up and you can bend it. So if I want to like sit down or take a break from walking, I could just bend it and I could just unlock it and just bend it backwards and sit down. But if I want to continue walking, I can just pull this up and it'll lock into place. So this can't actually bend, it's like stuck unless I pull this up. So because of that, because it stays locked up in one spot, my legs obviously can't bend like that. So that is how these types of braces could help you walk longer distances. And I've had these for years. I actually used to use the AFOs when I was little, the ones that like stop at your calf. But I stopped using them when I got back surgery, and because of that back surgery, I had to stop walking for a while. So I feel like that made my legs a little bit weaker, so I had to upgrade to these, and which I don't mind. I love them. They're cool. I like to call them my little robot legs, and of course they have to be purple because that's my favorite color. The next type of braces are called the reciprocating gait orthosis, also known as RGO. These are also full leg braces, just like the ones that I showed you guys earlier, but the only difference is that these actually extend up to the hips. And these braces allow the user to flex their hip joints and move. And this is what those look like. Fact number 6. Spina bifida could be detected during pregnancy through a blood test. Now, one thing to keep in mind about this blood test is that it's not always accurate. So the test can show signs of a neural tube defect, but the baby could be born without one. Or the test could show no signs of a neural tube defect, but the baby could still be born with one. This blood test is called the maternal serum alpha-fetoprotein blood test, and it happens during the second trimester of pregnancy. Well, for starters, the alpha-fetoprotein, also known as AFP, is a protein that is produced by the baby. This protein usually crosses the placenta and it goes into the mother's bloodstream, and this is completely normal. But if the results from the blood test show high levels of AFP, this could be a sign of a neural tube birth defect like spina bifida. But because different levels of AFP could be caused by other reasons like the miscalculation of the fetal age or multiple babies, the doctor will do a follow-up blood test. And if the AFP levels are still high from that test, then he will schedule an ultrasound. Through the ultrasound, the doctor will be able to see the exact reason as to why the AFP levels are high. So ultrasounds are able to detect spina bifida. Ultrasounds have actually detected 80% of babies with spina bifida. There are also some cases where the ultrasound can look completely normal, but the AFP levels are still high. And at this point, the doctor can perform something that is called amniocentesis, which brings me to fact number 7. Amniocentesis. Amniocentesis is a test that is performed to see if the baby has any abnormalities. For this procedure, the doctor will take a needle and will draw a small amount of fluid from the amniotic sac that surrounds the baby. And if the AFP levels are high from that fluid, then that means that spina bifida is present. Fact number 8. Prenatal surgery. When spina bifida is confirmed, there is a possibility that the doctor could treat it with surgery before the baby is born. Now, this surgery won't make spina bifida go away, but it will reduce the effects. This could actually be the best way to treat spina bifida, and this is because the longer the spine is exposed, the more damage there will be. So when the opening on the baby's back gets closed sooner, the less amount of effects the baby will experience when he or she is born. This procedure is done between the 19th and 25th week of pregnancy. For this procedure, the doctor will open up the mother's belly and uterus and will sew up the opening of the baby's back. Because this is such a high-risk surgery, not every expecting mother can get it. But the doctor will be able to discuss all of this with the expecting mother. Fact number 9, C-section. Babies with myelomeningocele and meningocele tend to be delivered through C-section, and this is because of the cysts that they have in their back. This type of form of delivery is known as the safest way to deliver these babies. And lastly, fact number 10. 40 years ago, only 10% of people with spina bifida made it to adulthood. But now, 90% of people with spina bifida make it to adulthood. So obviously we have come a long way with treating spina bifida, so hooray for doctors, medicines, research, all that stuff. You guys are doing awesome. So there you guys have it. Those were some fun facts about spina bifida. Tune in next week where I'm going to be doing a Q&A on what it's like to live with spina bifida. So if you have any questions for me or are curious about what it's like to have this condition, then please post a question down in the comments and I will answer it in the next video. And you guys could also help spread awareness about spina bifida by sharing this video with your friends and family. Alright guys, I'm gonna go now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace out.